Piano Annie here, and today we'll play Twilight Tremolo. The first part will be new, and then the last two sections will be tools that you already know. So in total, it's 36 bars. And a quick warning, don't overdo this one because there's a lot of tremolos, and I don't want your forearm to get sore. So just work it in wherever you would like in your own creations. All right, here's what Twilight Tremolo sounds like. Okay, so what did we do there? Let's go over the Twilight Tremolo part. It's just a series of third intervals, and we start when our left hand is in C, so we're using the C major scale with the flat 7. So the intervals that we use, C, E, D, F, and E, G. And I'm just going up and down, and I'm just tremoloing the center one. And I come in on the 2 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 1, 2, and then I tremolo for 3, 4, 3, 4, and then it's 5, 6, and then tremolo for 7, 8. And then it's on to the next bar. So it's and then the next bar, I just do this. So, and then since we have 4 bars in C, on the next one, I repeat that first bar, which is, and then for the next bar, I was coming down like this, just coming down this series of third intervals. And the fingering, I might have done that. You can figure out which fingering you like. There is one point where we end up going into G. So if you come down and you end up with fingers 2 and 4 on the C and the E, it will make it easier then to go into the G section later, which I do here. Okay, so those are the 4 bars of C with the tremolo. And then the F bars, all I do is I change the E to an E flat, and then it's the same pattern. So it goes like this. Okay, then it's back to C, same thing. Or you could do. And then go into the G. So that's your choice. You can mix it up how you want. So then when we go to the G, I'm going here to this because the third intervals that work in the G scale are like this. It's all the white keys. So I'm just using this. B, D, then C, E, and then D, F. I think that's what I did. I change it up sometimes, but that will work. Come in on 2 and then. So one more time. And then the same thing for F, but I went down here this time. So here are the third intervals that work for F. So remember, there's always a B flat because that's in the F scale anyway, and then there's an E flat because that's the flat 7. So if we start here, then the tremolo happens on this one, which is B flat and D. So it's a little tight and a little tricky for your fingers. And then that's the top one, so I use middle finger pinky. And it sounds like this. And then it's a return to C. And then I actually use those last 3 strikes of the piano to go into a new section. So the last bar of the Twilight Tremolo part would be like this. So what am I going into now? I'm going into Charlie, which I have a whole video on Charlie, so I'm not going to teach it now. But Charlie has 3 pickup notes, and that's why it comes in on the 6, 7, 8 on that last bar of the tremolo section. So one more time, it's like this. 6, 7, 8, and then it goes into Charlie. So I'll play Charlie once for you, but I'm not going to teach it. But I will tell you one trick, which is most of the tremolos that I've been doing, I start them with my index finger, like that. But when I do Charlie, I try to start it with my ring finger because then it just flows better. So it goes like this. That's the tremolo. So that's the only difference, is the tremolo goes that way, and I think you can squeeze it in better that way. So here was how Charlie went. I'll do it slowly. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick up notes. And then the F portion, you just change it to an E flat. Let's see. G portion and the F portion, and then we end it. That's what I did there, and I may have hit the whole C6 chord, and again you can learn this on Charlie. And then I just climbed up like this to do a turnaround. I just did 6th intervals, and I matched wherever my thumb was. I just matched it down here. And you can come up with a more creative turnaround if you prefer. And once I did the turnaround, I went into the 3rd section, which was the, it's a thirds roll or a Pete Johnson roll. And it is just going up and down these intervals here. And I do the same ones for C and F. So it was like this. And I sometimes add in this little triplet. Same thing for F. And back to C. Or instead of doing that triplet, you could have done another roll and then the triplet. So you can fill that up however you want, but I just basically wanted to keep that idea of using 3rd intervals consistent. All right, so you do that for the C portion and the F portion, and then back to the C portion. And when you get to the G portion, I went back to the tremolo to sort of tie it all together. So I went back to the G portion right here. And then I usually, when I'm on the F portion, I actually bring them in together on one rather than waiting for two, but you can do it however you want. So the F portion went like this. And it may have had a tremolo. And then for the ending, for the going back to C, I just did this. And then I did third intervals climbing down, E, G, and then hit these two guys, then D, F. And then I just went into a version of the C7 with the B flat on the bottom. And here I just climbed up, G, A, B. And I'm not great at endings and turnarounds, so you can certainly add your own ending in there. Okay, so I'm going to try to play the whole thing through one more time now that you know what's going on. So here we go. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I apologize if some of my tremolos were a little sloppy in there. And like I said, please don't overdo it, especially if you're new to tremolos, because it really does take a little toll on your forearms. So just shake it out and make sure to keep your arms relaxed and maybe just do it a couple minutes at a time. All right, thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.